the things that went inside of it was, I thought, oh, this is gonna be this cool thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like bust it out in like 3 months. I'm gonna have, it took an entire year. Ended up with like almost 2,000 submissions, and I just had pages and pages. I read through them all at least twice, and made sure to like separate them out into these voices and categories, and then out of those, I picked the one that I thought best represented voices. So we had everything from like National Book Award winners to high school kids to we had an illegal immigrant who had to go under an assumed name for her piece because her parents didn't belong here, and she was like one of the greatest people I've ever gotten to meet. She lives here in Portland. So like the readings that came out of this and everything that came out of it turned out to be a much bigger deal than I thought it was, and I just realized like halfway through that I actually needed to take it really seriously, because at first I was like, this needs to be done, but then I realized that I actually had work to do with it. So I got some stuff, and here's one. This is by Ghazi Hall. It's called Track 5, Green Day, American Idiot. Everyone wants to know the fate of the earth, but no one wants to learn it alone. So me and Megan gather up a group of people and walk across campus to the only Mecca this place can afford, under the cover of a night so black it ain't seen kids as old as us in years. And none of us are really friends. Me and Megan are the only two hinges between all of us, and no one really knows each other. And ain't that what I'm always saying? That people are just Venn diagrams covered in skin and filled with blood, born from legacy, or legacy born from blood. And ain't I the one that's always saying that you can only ever come from one place? But no one wants to hear me talk about that shit right now, because we just want to know who our next president is going to be. So we do as we've been taught. We colonize the back of the room and order pizza and make jokes about walls and toupees and the color orange. And across the room I can see a tide of red oozing across the country, pinned up and glowing on the TV. Kentucky, Arizona, Arkansas. And every few minutes I walk across the room to the people brave enough to keep score, and I ask, how's it going? And they say, I think you know. And then I ask, how are you doing? And they say, I think you know. And we're still essentially kids. We still live among the rubble of a hole that ain't been whole since our parents graduated, and there was nothing left to do but break pieces into pieces, so there would always be something left to get done, because we woke up in this world craving a good meal and lacking any kind of compass, and maybe our parents just didn't want to die alone, and maybe our parents got tired of running, and so they sculpted new legs out of whatever heat they could build between them, and maybe being young ain't as good as being able to look back on being young. But regardless, we still gotta break something. Silence, bones, the rules. I vote for tension. So every time I return to our table, I stop and look Megan dead in the eye and saying, I'm not part of the redneck agenda, really badly, as if that line would offer enough hope to spread over everyone here tonight. And she laughs every time, and by badly, I mean my voice cracks over every word, and the cracks look like state lines. And the red ain't heard her voice soaked in so much desperate glee since my great-great-great-grandfather tried to stay alive by throwing his own songs out across the vast slaughterhouse of the Red's backyard like a sprinkler in Alabama, Texas, Indiana. The red don't stop for us, and the red don't care about us, and the red knocks on every door in Ohio, and just enough people let it in to start believing it lived there this whole time. And when I see this on the TV, I miss my pizza by a mile and a half, a bite, and into the meat of my lip. And maybe you too are tired of everyone comparing injustice to a storm, or a fire, or a flood, but I bite my lip, and the blood starts swimming. The blood never stops. The blood is a sprinkler. The blood is somebody's daddy singing loud enough for everyone to hear. The blood just wants to be seen, so it turns the whole state red. And then a campus security guard turns off the TV and becomes surrounded by a field of violent booing. And I say, we wanted to see what was going to happen. And he says, I think you know. So Megan and I turn and leave. And the funny part is that he was old and black. The funny part is that he's seen all this before. The kids and the race and the hopeful laughter. And I'm not saying all black people weren't shocked by the Reds' conquest, but I am saying that Megan had to look up what par for the course meant when I explained why I only cry after I've comforted everyone else. And come Wednesday, campus was gray and empty, everybody a ghost, or else pretending to be.